I see what James is saying, because the moment we're thinking, and I see what the atheists say, we're we're thinking, we're presupposing we exist and all this. What John is saying is what I believe is the actual truth of Scripture. What we One of them is, our experience within our reality here, but the actual truth according to Scripture was when God created Adam and Eve. Obviously, when He created Adam, He breathed into Adam's nostrils, and Adam became a living being. At that point, the breath of God proceeds through every person. That's why in the Jew,
Yeah,
Yahweh,
yeah,
which we're
yeah,
adding
yeah.
these vowels to it.
But
Hold on, let me
I
just
got
finish.
that.
Yeah, when YHWH, Jewish rabbis and scholars have said that is the sound without the vowels of breathing. And Jesus makes a bold statement in the New Testament, referring to himself, quoting the Old Testament, from the mouth of babes and infants you've ordained praise. So, what the Jewish scholars and what I believe as a Christian is, each time a human inhales and exhales, they're actually inhaling and exhaling the breath of God, the life of God, the name of God. Implicitly, they don't even realize that. So the actual belief, the actual truth is, a human starts out with God, presupposing God implicitly, and don't even realize it, because their very breath is of God, and their
Okay,
breathing is
okay.
actually quoting God's name,
But Matt, you
calling
said
God's name.
something.
And that's what I
You
believe as a
said
Christian.
something that I'm curious about. You said everyone does this without even realizing it. That's what you said, right? So to realize it, one would have to reason outward to make that determination, to realize what you just said. You're the one who said that. I didn't say it.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, even atheists will say it without realization. And I will admit that even when I think, sometimes I'm not necessarily contemplating God when I begin thinking. I might be thinking something and not even really thinking about God. But the point is, my thinking, my breathing, my livelihood is completely dependent upon there being a
Yeah,
God. And that's
great.
my
So,
How
point.
do you know
yeah,
that?
yeah, but hang on. So, look, Matt, I got that. The point in contention here is not how he knows that. The point we're talking about is epistemological, right? Foundations, and how do we know what we know, and what are our presuppositions, and those kind of things. And that's what we're talking about. And so, I understand that you see it now as God, arrow Matt, God, arrow John, God, arrow Christians, as the order of things. But you, the ability to understand that concept has to start with your own self as a little baby, going, "This seems to be real. This I exist," and you don't, and then you learn things. And then you, like, now you've learned about these arguments for God, and you've learned about gravity, and you've learned about lots of things, but you don't just come out of the womb going, "Oh, there's a God, therefore there's me," right? So that just doesn't happen. You have to presuppose that well, you don't have to. I don't know what alternatives would be, but it seems to me the fundamental presuppositions that most people would make is that I exist, this is real, and I'm intelligible, right? Other people can understand what I'm saying. I just start there. I mean, and you even agreed to that the other night, Matt. And that's what is confusing to me. You agreed to that, and then when I even said, so look, we have to build all of our next foundational beliefs, the next level up, on those things. And you're like, yeah, okay. And so I just don't understand where the
No,
disconnect is tonight.
I'm
Where it's
agreeing that I am starting out with my self perception. I'm agreeing.
okay.
Yeah,
So James, so
I
James
the
is tired.
moment
It sounds like James is tired, and you and me
I'm
would all
thinking,
agree.
I'm
Yeah.
presupposing that I'm capable of thinking. That's the whole point. What I'm saying
Okay.
is, ultimately, my very breath and my very thinking is dependent upon God. When I'm breathing,
Right, but you
according
agree that
to
that's a
Christian
but you
theology,
agree that's a subsequent
I
understanding.
am literally saying Yahweh without the vowels.
Yeah,
According
but you agree that but you
inhale,
agree that's right.
when
That's
we're
a you
have anxiety and things, we're actually speaking God's name even more so. And that's what I'm saying. And what
But
John
how
is saying is ultimately we can't do
So
how
anything
did you
without
gain
the
so
that
very
it sounds
breath of
so,
knowledge, though,
so,
Matt?
so it sound- hang on. It sounds like, Matt, that you and me and James is tired and most of the other people in the room all agree that those are kind of fundamental good starting points of existence, intelligibility, and that this is real, except for John Lee. Seems that John Lee
I'm
is the odd
saying
man
God
out here.
ultimately is. I'm just saying that when I start thinking, at some point when I started being self-aware of myself, it was kind of, I was perceiving that I exist. But what maybe I wasn't at that point thinking about was that I am existing because of the very breath of God. That's what I probably would. But I was
Which was a
still,
subsequent
I
which was
was
a
still
subsequent
thinking.
right.
I was still thinking.
Right, but the understand that thinking was dependent on God was a subsequent um, process. It was not foundational. You didn't
Oh,
start there. You
it was
started with
foundational.
this
Just
is
didn't
real.
recognize it as foundational. That's the
Okay, right. So you had to start with the fact that this seems to be real. I seem to exist, and it seems that other people can understand what I say. Right?
correct. Yeah.
Okay. See, we agree all this
We
time.
lost John to cards though, guys. I just got a notification that said he won 86 million. Congratulate him.
We didn't lose John. We didn't
John.
lose John to cards. We lost John because he was the minority here, and he knew he was about to get hammered philosophically on that point. Because that's ridiculous what he was
No,
talking
I mean,
about. That
Jeff,
was
that's
just
what
silliness.
scholars actually say. Jewish scholars actually have, and that's what the scripture actually teaches.
Yeah,
Jesus said
but look, I got
that
it. But we
that
agree. But
from
look, we've already
little baby
established we agree.
infants you have ordained praise. What do you think?
Right. But look, we agree though, Matt. You and I have already agreed. We've put this to rest. James is tired, agrees with us.
Okay, so
All the I
Jeff,
think everybody else in the room
you
kind of agrees
agree
with us. Yeah.
100% with me here. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and you agree
Okay,
100% with
so
me that
if
we
you
have three
agree 100%
fundamental.
with me,
We have
you're
three
agreeing
fundamental starting presuppositions
that we,
to three fundamental starting presuppositions. I
yeah,
exist.
we're
This is real,
agreeing
and I'm
ultimately
intelligible.
the foundation for us thinking is God, even though we may not
No, that's not
see
what I said, Matt. I
what
said
you were
that's
thinking.
not what I said.
That's what
That's
I
not what I
said. So if
said.
you're agreeing 100%
No, that's not what I
with me,
said, Matt.
then you're
Oh,
saying
Matt.
that even
Oh,
though I
because
perceive that I
because
exist,
you want to sneak words
it's
in,
because of
and
God, right?
you're being very dishonest right now,
Jeff, you
Matt,
said
and
we
everybody
agree.
sees this.
Either we
You're
agree
being very.
or we don't.
Everybody's heard the conversation. Replays are on,
Yeah,
Matt.
you say we agree.
You're making a
You,
fool of yourself. You're making
Jeff,
a fool of
or
yourself, and you're being very
James,
dishonest,
would you
Matt.
like to steel man what I said, Jeff?
Re,
Jeff, you say we
replays are on, Matt. Yeah, what I said is that you and I agree on three fundamental presuppositions that we exist. This is real, and we're intelligible. That's the hundred
actually, I didn't
percent that
agree
we
to all
agree
three of
on.
those.
You just
But
agreed
I
to
didn't. I
that.
just said that I said we
Oh my God,
agree.
I'm
The
not doing this
moment I
conversation anymore.
started thinking,
You're just you're just lying now.
presupposing
You literally just agreed to it.
thinking, Jeff. Now, what
Yeah,
I did
Matt, I was
not,
just wanted to say,
what I may have not been perceiving when I was perceiving that I exist to think is that the only reason I exist to think is because the very breath of God exists within me.
yeah, that was very profound. Matt, I just wanted to let you know that, what we refer to honest inquiry as the secret weapon, right? So every time you engage with him, just remember the secret weapon, okay?
Okay, the secret sauce.
Okay, so look, so John, I want to appeal to you as moderator because I want to talk to Matt and I want to get some fair moderation and I want to know if you're gonna,
Yeah, forget it. You're not gonna get that.
yeah.
We we
So,
we run a fair room here, Jeff.
I'll be back later.
Matt didn't run a fair room last night. He kicked me from the room twice, and he was very
Well, I didn't know
dishonest.
that.
He was very dishonest when he characterized and summarized our conversation, and he tried to use some slick little moves to say that I agreed with him, and then threw me from the stage down to the audience where he cocked and crowed about how he won because I said I 100% agreed with him when I had just listed the three things that we were talking about that he did agree with me. And then he made me sit in the audience for a while he talked about how he had won this debate. And then when he brought me back up and I tried to recount again the sequence of events where I said I have these three presuppositions. James is tired had agreed with me. Matt had agreed with those three presuppositions, and then Matt says, "So you we?" He said, "I said, look, Matt, you agree, I agree, James is tired agree, we all agree with these three presuppositions." And Matt says, "So you 100% agree?" And I said, "With me?" And I said, "Yes, on these things." "Oh, so if you 100%," then Matt says, "Oh, if you 100% agree with me, then you agree that it's God that gives us this intelligibility." I'm like, "No, Matt, you're being very dishonest. I listed three things that I said we 100% agree on, and you've taken this moment to like twist it and make it into something. Then you kicked me from the stage twice
Okay.
when,
So,
yeah."
so Jeff, you agree that agreement does not establish truth, right?
No, I just want to talk to Matt about why he would kick me from the
You
stage
agree
and
that
be and be
agreement
so
does not
dishonest.
establish truth, correct?
Yeah, I just want to know why he would be so dishonest as to like try to throw that out there that I 100% agree with him when he knew full well the
You
100%.
might be busy at work.
Yeah, well, if he's not
I'm here.
available, yeah.
I'm here. I
So
didn't, but Jeff, I never agreed with those three things.
the replays are on, and I have it recorded. I can post it to my YouTube if you'd like, Matt,
Yeah, I would like for you to do that and
because
show where I agreed
because
with
I'm
you on those
recording
three
this as
things.
well, and so I can
Well,
juxtapose the two things right on top of each other and show you
my,
to
Would
be a
you
liar.
remind everybody of the three things that you supposedly claimed I agreed to?
Yes, that we exist, that reality seems to be real, and the universe seems to be intelligible, that we can describe it with truth
Yeah, I
propositions.
didn't agree with those last two.
Really? Okay, I will. So now you force my hand. I'm going to go. I will grab the screens. I will put together the YouTube video, and I'll put it together where you absolutely agreed to that. And then I said, "Look, Matt, you and I agree. James agrees. Most of the people in this room agree. We these are our three starting presuppositions." And that's when you said, "So you agree with me 100%?" And I'm like, "Yes, on these." And then what I meant when I said yes was about these three things. And that's when you went, "Oh, well, if you agree with me 100%, then you agree that God is the reason that we can, that we exist and understand all these things." And I'm like, "No, Matt, that's dishonest. We listed the three things. We agreed on 100% on those three." And then you kicked me from the stage when I was trying to go back and describe it. You brought me back up and you did the exact same thing when all I was doing was recounting the exact sequence of the conversation. You kicked me from the room again, and I do have it recorded. Are you sure, Matt, that you want to stick by
Yeah,
what you're saying right now?
I would actually like you to make the YouTube video show that.
Okay, fantastic. All right,
but Jeff,
done deal.
you know why I disagree with all three, right?
Matt, I just wanted to let you know that, what we refer to honest inquiry as the secret weapon, right? So every time you engage with him, just remember the secret weapon, okay?
Okay. The secret sauce.